dónde anda?
Sí, a las 12 de nuestra posición, oiga, 2.3.
No, pero la pista ya está a la derecha.
Oficial de cuartel, por favor.
They were able to locate as
Ok. Qué barbaridad. Bueno, pues ni modo. Fue contacto radar y...
31.8 millas ahora y lo estoy perdiendo.
Ok.
Ahí supuestamente debe llegar a Carmen.
Ya no lo tengo en la pantalla, pero me sigue marcando la distancia el radar.
that little X tells you that there is heat in that light or that point.
Ahí lo mínimo.
There is heat. You can also see
¿Están a la misma altura Telles?
Afirmativo.
Poquito arriba.
8, 9, 10, 11 contando toda la cola. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11.
Ok, no sabemos qué estamos viendo, son unos objetos nada más luminosos que vienen a la misma altura que nosotros, pues nosotros no podemos saber qué distancia.
¿A qué distancia a qué posición lo tienes, Telles?
A las 8, 9.
A las 9, no creo que lo agarre el radar, tenemos un ángulo ciego ahí, oiga.
Bueno, ese es uno, pero aquí tenemos
Aquí
otro a las
tenemos
9.
Otro a las 9.
Aquí tengo uno, a ver, déjame checar el de las 9.
Y adelante van otros dos.
Y son los mismos,
Los tenemos adelante, en medio y
at this moment the military are explaining that they are surrounded by the objects. The captain, Magdaleno Castañón, decided to turn off the navigation lights to avoid confrontation.
siguen a las 9.
And that's when the objects left. Suddenly one of the objects started chasing the plane from behind.
Hoy es su día de suerte. Jóvenes,
No estamos solos.
no estamos solos.
We are not alone. We are not
Qué
alone.
cosa tan rara, Nos están
This is
rodeando.
very rare. This is very strange.
A la 1 lo tengo a 14.8
Three of the
millas,
objects
la una
of the objects were captured by the radar,
39 y 52 de velocidad.
and at least from 11 to 16 with the FLIR system.
Tiene el radar, lo tiene el FLIR, lo estamos viendo en el FLIR.
Now this object is chasing the airplane as the airplane is leaving the area.
Está 2 millas atrás de nosotros.
What you just saw was some of the most frightening footage ever captured by the Mexican military. They picked up these craft crossing through their airspace, and they deployed military aircraft to intercept them and realized they were way out of their league. They couldn't catch up to them, and when these particular craft saw that they were being pursued, one of them broke off and came after the pursuing aircraft. Now, where this occurred is a very remote place called Ciudad del Carmen. Now, just for clarity's sake, many people are aware of Playa del Carmen, which is over here near Cancun. But this is Ciudad del Carmen, and it's known for shrimp, and it's known for oil, and for UFOs. Now, that footage, I guarantee, hasn't been seen by very many people, but it is the final piece to a puzzle that the Florida Maquis has been working on for a while. There were almost 11 aircraft of unknown origin heading directly for North America, and there was nothing SOCOM or NORAD could do about it. Nothing. The Mexican military pleaded with them, and they knew that there was really no way to catch these type of aircraft or intercept them. There's an article from back in 2004. This was the same year, by the way, that we had the Nimitz incident, the Tic Tac craft that intercepted the U.S. military off the coast of San Diego, where an entire carrier strike group for 2 days tracked these aircraft and could do nothing about them. On April 20, 2004, Mexico's leading journalist Jamie Maussan was contacted by a high-ranking officer of the Mexican Department of Defense for a private meeting to discuss this urgent matter. And as a result of that, you got that footage. this all ties in to the Stargate. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are asking a question. Florida Maquis, Stargate's way down in Antarctica. This is way up in the Gulf of Mexico. How could you possibly tie in the Stargate? Well, it's real simple. What's going on is that they are flying waypoints. Anyone who's ever seen the pictures of the Tic Tac craft know that there's no window. It's just a somewhat oval white object that has no wings and no observable thrust and no window, no way to determine which way is forward or backward. If you were flying in an aircraft where you covered up the windshield, so to speak, you would be flying what we would refer to as IFR, Instrument Flight Rules, meaning no visual indicators. Well, guess what, guys? Here's where that incident occurred. Here's Ciudad del Carmen, and here's where they picked up all of those images. Now, what are the odds? What are the odds I could correlate that location with at least 4 others? This is the Marquesas, an island called Hivaoa, where we found a very strange pentagon-like structure out in the middle of the forest. Hivaoa is a term that the locals use for home of the gods. Every island out here is named for a part of a house. There's a wall, there's foundation. Hivaoa is Long Ridge, meaning the roof. And that should tell you a lot, the roof, about where they're from. Now, you take where this Mexican military incident occurred. You draw a line to there. You can then draw a line down to the Stargate in Antarctica. And I'll show this again just for clarity. We found a location where there is something on the surface that looks very much like a Stargate. We covered this in yesterday's video. Now, the other locations, they're going to blow your mind. Let's reorient this back to north. What's this location out here in the middle? Well, I'm sure a lot of you already know. It's Hangaroa. And I'd like you guys to look how close these are to all 90 degrees. Oh, and look at what occurs right in the middle. A pentagon structure out in the middle of Hangaroa, in this tiny little island out in the Pacific. Now, what's the final location? It's in Argentina. And we found this long ago during the Pentagon investigation. Yet another Pentagon out in the middle of nowhere. I'm telling you what these locations are, is they are waypoints. They are energy waypoints that these craft are flying. To be able to create an image like this for literally perfect triangles of the same size, 90-degree triangles, would be astronomically impossible to tie in the Stargate, where these craft were located, the Marquesas, Argentina, and Hangaroa. Nearly impossible to do anywhere else. And I'm sure the more this information comes out, the more the military is going to try to hide it. Now, why would they try to hide it? Well, it's real simple. If they're flying waypoints, you know where they will be. You know where you're going to be able, if you sit for a long enough time, you'll be able to find them. And if they revealed this to the public, you would have the general public out going and sitting on all of these waypoints with cameras ready to capture them. And as you can see in this particular video, when these formations realize they're being tracked, they don't react well. They turn and pursue. And who knows what can of worms that might open. An entire carrier strike group, sat on a location like this off the coast of San Diego back in 2004. Tycho-class cruisers, Arleigh Burke cruisers, frigates, the aircraft carrier itself, all observed these craft, sent out aircraft after aircraft after aircraft. These were not anomalies. They even had submarines in the region, and they couldn't do a thing about it. All they could do is take pictures and scratch their head. And it all ties right back to Antarctica. They know this is where they're coming from. And this is what they're trying to keep hidden. Because they realize if the normal population of folks out there in the world realize they could just go hang out Ciudad del Carmen eventually and get these kind of pictures, they would have a problem. So I would ask any of my detractors, explain this. If all of these locations were just random, the Marquesas, Easter Island, this strange location in Argentina, this Stargate, and this place where they found a fleet of 11 craft heading for North America where there was nothing they could do about it, I'd like to know what your definition of coincidence is. And I'll leave it there. God bless. Have a happy Sunday. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.